Well, let's not forget what started this whole thing. Santa.
Oh my goodness.
My name is Sara, and I have Santa to blame for my nose. I told my son there is no Santa, and he broke my nose.
Darn you, Santa.
About 2 years ago, my son came home, and he's like, I know Santa isn't real. And he said, tell me the truth. I mean, he was right in my face. And so, spoiler alert, I told him the truth. Santa is not real. Yeah. I went to an ear, nose, and throat specialist, and he said, you do have a break. Let's get it reset. So that was the first surgery. They did put me under for that. When the cast came off, it looked the same. And I met with a different surgeon who said we definitely would need to have another surgery to correct it. Following that second surgery, the surgeon commented that my nose was a hot mess. I was hoping that that meant it was a hot mess before, but it turned out to be a hot mess after as well. My nose still wasn't straight, so I had to have another surgery. Following my last surgery, my nose is even more crooked. My tip sticks out, and it turns purple when I'm cold. It'll turn red if I'm really warm. At least I have a party trick. I don't know.
If you could do it all over again, would you not tell Colton that there wasn't a Santa?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Question for you. Pop quiz. Dumbass, 1 word or 2 words? Go.
2 words.
It's 1 word. Dumbass. Yeah, Paul, that whole skipping 3rd grade thing, not a good idea.
All right, patient named Sara, passed rhinoplasties, had some trauma.
What's with the bones here?
Collapse. Did the trauma cause that, or did the surgeons cause that? Let's actually see her. Can you please send in Sara?
Hey.
How are you, Dr.
Good.
Nassif?
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Sara. Terry Dubrow.
Hi.
Please have a seat. Once you start and tell us what happened with the trauma.
It was getting close to Christmas time. My son, he's like, Mom, I know Santa isn't real. He's
How
like,
old is he?
He was 8 at the time, so I told him the truth.
That there was no Santa. Wow.
I did at that point, and he's like, tell me the truth. And he got so close to my face, he hit me just right on the bridge of my glasses and broke my nose.
He was really upset.
He was really upset.
Sara, small piece of advice for you. Next time you're asked if Santa exists, say yes.
So then that next day, I went in to ear, nose, and throat, and they put me under to reset it, but then it still didn't look right. So then that is when I met with another doctor, and that surgery ended up being like 5 hours long. When the cast came off, it was still crooked. And then I had this smell that I just could not get out of my nose. I think it smelled like cat pee. That's sad that I know what cat pee smells like, but...
By the way, I don't want to change the subject, but you smell like cat pee sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's usually when I'm breathing in that I notice it.
Terry, the only smell coming from me is a man smell. A good-looking man making good-looking man smells. The smell usually that is a sign of infection, is usually of feet. That's what I usually hear.
Oh.
It smells like feet inside my nose. Do they culture your nose or think that there might be an infection?
I don't remember them culturing it, but I know I was on antibiotics, so I didn't have that yucky cat pee smell in there anymore. And then I had another surgery, and it almost looks kind of smashed right here.
Right.
Your nose collapsed after the last surgery.
Yeah.
Well, that doctor, when he met with me after he did the surgery, said, I really wish I could have fixed that tip. And I was like, oh no.
How's the skin of your nose?
Well, it turns purple when I'm cold, red when I'm really warm. I've got like a Rudolph nose.
When did that start to happen, after the last surgery?
Yeah, that was after the last surgery.
With hearing all that, the examination is the next step. So
Sure.
let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
All right. That bone is like way collapsed
Yeah.
in. Yeah. Let's see your profile. Yeah, this is interesting. Her bone goes all the way up to here. So her bone's
Long
been taken
bones.
down and short. I think Sara has a saddle nose deformity from an iatrogenic cause. What that means is the doctor did it. Just took too much out of the cartilage, whether it was an overaggressive septoplasty or taking too much cartilage right here. Whatever it is, now she's got a concavity. What I'm gonna have to do is refracture your bone on the left.
Okay.
Try to make it more mobile so I can get it straight. 2, your bone is overdone. This has been brought in too much. So we have to build that up from your own tissue. Okay?
Okay.
I
don't know. It's just it's a lot.
So far, I've only talked about 2 things.
I know.
A
I'm
lot.
getting nervous. Yeah.
Okay, 1, fix the bone and build this up.
I know.
And you need that.
Right.
Right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
The question is, after I put this in, how much does the tip need to move back?
What does it look like? When you say push the tip back, are you saying
Okay,
push?
Yeah. We're going to do it a little bit different than that, but that's the goal is take the tip, and right now it's over projected.
Right.
We're going to push it back a little bit. Since you're already nervous, we're going to get you a little bit more nervous.
Yay.
You know the purple color?
Yes.
Possibility we can make that worse.
Yeah.
When I hear that a patient's nose turns purple when she's cold, that means the blood supply to the nose is not great. So if I operate on Sarah's nose, there's a very, very good possibility that I can make that worse. I mean, I want to take on your nose. I want to do it.
Okay.
We're in?
We're in.
Okay, let's do it. So here's your computer morphing. You can see how that tip is sticking out. So our goal is I'm going to push that back a little bit. If I can get Sara at least an 80% improvement, Santa has to give me a fantastic present this year. You know, like another new car. For Sara's surgery today, my team and I will begin by simultaneously harvesting rib and fascia from her scalp. I will then open her nose and perform a medial curl overlay to push back the tip, before inserting a diced cartilage fascia graft into the middle vault to build up her profile. Next, we'll fracture the bones on the left side so I can widen them and make them straight, hopefully giving Sara a nose as pretty as a Christmas present.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Mom, Mary, how are you?
This is not bad for bruising, well, at least from my other surgeries.
I like to hear that. Pleasant surprise is that Sara has minimal bruising around her eyes. Usually when you fracture the nasal bones, especially when someone's had trauma in the past, your bruising is a lot more significant. Okay, let me just take a peek. Fascia, perfect. Just some antibiotic ointment on that and that's it.
Yep.
Can I see your ribby?
Yep.
That looks great. Keep that on. It's okay to get it wet.
Okay.
Let's see, head back. That looks good. Okay, so let's talk about the surgery.
Okay.
The difficult part was the crooked left side of your nasal bone. So for me to try to get that bone out, I had to put cartilage from the inside and mobilize the bone.
Oh, wow.
And I told you before
Right.
that it was going to be difficult. Remember how you talked about your skin getting purple and red? During the whole surgery, it looked great.
Well, good.
And your skin color right now looks great.
Awesome.
Have you noticed any weird colors of your nose at all, your tip?
Nope.
All right. Well, then you look good.
Well, thanks.
I hope Santa's still going to give me a lot of presents.
Dr. Nassif, I think you're gonna get whatever you want for Christmas. I will definitely put in a word with the big guy for you.
Thank you.
A pleasure.
This experience has been amazing. I have been dealing with a nose that I didn't like for so long. You know, after having my nose broken by my son, I went through multiple surgeries where each surgery I had a different complication. So I think it's just gonna take some time to get used to the idea that I do have a nose that I can be happy to look at now.
To think it all started with Colton and Santa Claus.
Hey, I was young.
It's been quite a journey. After a year of really hell, going through 3 surgeries, I feel like it's all really up from here. I'm in a good place. Hey guys!
Hi, Mom.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, Mommy.
Hey.
You ready for me?
All right.
I've been practicing my shot.
Hi, Mom.
Hi. Hi, boo-boo.
My mom looked pretty before, but now she's like 10 times more pretty.
I just want you to know, I don't blame you. I blame Santa. My son swears he's never gonna do Santa in his house. He was that traumatized. He's like, how could you lie to me? Yeah. And Mama, you have been my little caretaker through everything.
And now we're on the other side.
No more surgeries.
No. It's really good to have Sara in a good spot, to have a lot of this behind her. I'm glad to see her happy and enjoy what life brings to her.
It's just really good to see, and I'm looking forward to continuing.
Well, good. You keeping me?
I'm
You're
keeping you.
me? All right, good. Before my surgery, my nose had a crooked L shape. One side was caved in, and the tip would turn red and purple. But now, thanks to Dr. Nassif, my nose is straight, the tip doesn't change colors, and I just cannot stop looking at it. And I gotta give a shout out to Santa. Santa is the best part of Christmas. Don't ruin that for your future children. All right, should we play?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Go first.
Just watch your club there, buddy. We don't need to mess this up, okay?
I'll be careful, Mom.
Okay,